Propeller Show, your number one show. It's Propeller Show, your number one show.
It is true when they say that there is more than meets the eye. Today, a man in suit was once a boy in shambles. Today, a lady and a young girl in dog shoes is a woman in stilettos. Every committee brings us an amazing guest who will be on the other side of the studio. This young man shares his story from being a victim to a victor, from being zero to being a hero, from nothing to something. We bring you none other than Dennis. Over to you, Eric Committee.
Thank you so much, Imani. Indeed, we are honored to have you, our wonderful viewers. It is always a pleasure to have you every first Friday of the month with the Propellers Show, where we ignite, we unite, and we light the world together. And today we are still on with a story for a story, an experience for an experience, and a motivation for another. We bring to you a topic, the end of the tunnel, where we have a young man whose name is Dennis, as he shares his story from the rock bottom to the top of the mountain. And I am sure this story is going to inspire you. He will be joining us shortly in the studio as we launch deeper into the chronicles of his life.
There are voices needed to be heard. There are stories needed to be told. It all up and see.
And the moment we have been waiting for is here. Dennis is in the studio. Karibu sana, Dennis.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for making it to the Propellers Show today. We are honored to have you. So to begin with, you can give us a brief introduction about yourself, your name, where you come from, and probably your occupation.
My name is Dennis Kamau He. I come from Migori County.
Migori County.
Kuria Sub-County, to be precise, Kehancha town.
Wow.
Yeah.
Details.
Dennis is a guy in a family of four, but sadly don't have the breadwinner as the head of the family, the man. Occupation right now, I'm a banker.
You're a banker?
Sure. I work with Equity Bank Kenya.
Wow.
Yeah. That is it.
That is it.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, Dennis is a man that I have known and I have worked with, and I can give his testimony on his behalf. But because he's the man of the day, we want to go straight away to what we've been waiting for, the story of his life. From his introduction, we have just heard that unfortunately you lost the breadwinner, but you are in a family of four.
Yeah.
So could you tell us a little bit about the story of your life, your growing up, and how that has been even minus the breadwinner?
From a very tender age,
Yes.
I wasn't so sure when the breadwinner passed on, because I was very young.
You are very young.
Very young.
So probably you didn't even know your name.
Yeah, I was actually, I think 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, because my younger brother was still breastfeeding, very young. So by the time I came to realize that things are not running so good, is when now you are realizing yourself now as a human being, because you know when you are very young, literally everything you've been given. But now, when I reached upper class in primary level, that's when at around class 6, and now the reality started to hit me. After primary, you need to go to high school. And when I was looking at my background, my family, if my mom is really struggling to feed us, leave alone clothing us, just feeding us, would she really manage to take us to high school? And the reality came to hit me so bad, so sad. When now my elder brother made it in KCP, that's when now I was in class 6, the guy did his KCSE, he made it, he was called to a very senior school by then, provincial schools. And we really struggled, actually. It took him around, he joined Form 1 a week to half term. And now I remained at home, now questioning myself. Yes, academically we are upright, but do we have the resources? My mom almost felt sick on a weekly basis, but practically she wasn't really sick. It was stress.
Stress.
Here, my elder brother wants feed. We need to feed. The second born is almost in class 8, doing his exam, and she has nothing. Because after my dad passed on, she was left with very little. Because the little that she was left with, people from my dad's side didn't really accommodate her. So, you know, the African setting, the family of the African setting, that once the breadwinner passes on, maybe from his side, they might try and grab the little that he left with you people. And he is a very young woman, having been left behind with 3 sons to take care of, and they have taken whatever you are left with. It wasn't a work in the
other words, after your dad passed on, whatever mom had from him was taken away.
The little that she thought she had,
Yes,
was taken away actually.
And now how did she even manage to like feed you people and clothe you and take you to school? What exactly was she doing at that time?
As at that time, my dad had several rentals. So the one that, as a time of his demise, we were staying in, they didn't take it away from her. But they were not just the modern rental houses, no, the old ones. So maybe in a month she would collect, let's say, approximately 5,000. Now from the 5,000, she's supposed to pay fee, she's supposed to pay the bill, she's supposed to clothe us, she's supposed to feed us. And you know, it wasn't an easy then.
It wasn't an easy
very, very tough.
Now here you are in class 6.
Yeah.
Life has become hard and difficult.
Sure.
And you're looking up to the future.
Yeah.
So tell us how you managed now from class 6 all the way to where you are today.
When I was in class 6, not really in class 6, now before class 6, in class 5, by then we had the referendum, Ndizi Chumba thing. And it happened by then, the former president, Kibaki, was coming to Korea, but his ground of landing was our primary school ground.
Okay.
So when we were preparing to go and receive the president, you know, the preparations, a month to, I happened to have been chosen to lead the team that was going to sing for the president.
So you are a singer?
So not really, because of
yeah.
So I happened, the teacher thought I was so much outstanding. So I was chosen to lead the team. We did it. And from there was a certain lady who was working with an NGO in Korea. She observed me from the crowd. Then when everything was done, after around a month, she came back. When she came back, she came specifically looking for that boy who was leading the choir. She was directed to me. I met her later. She said she had a project with an NGO whereby they need to train the young people, mentor them into future leaders. I don't know what she saw in me. I practically don't know up to date, but she was directed to me. So she took me. I started working with her as early as class 6. She took me for workshops in different places. And my team now in a primary school, though I became the lead, the pioneer of the entire team. So we used to attend workshops in Kisumu, different places. Now when I reached class 7, I got some scholarship to Canada. Actually. And everything was set. I was supposed to leave the country, I think.
So you're supposed to fly out and go and study in Canada? Do your thing there?
Sure. So I was supposed to leave the country around 22nd of December 2007.
You can remember vividly even the date?
I still have even the letter.
22nd December 2007.
That's when I was supposed to leave the country. Unfortunately, that's the year that after the elections, results were really disputed. And we had
that was the time in Kenya there was
post-election violence. It was so tough, and I think it reached a point where there was no flight in and out of the country completely. And that's the very moment that I was supposed to leave for Canada.
Oh my God.
I was really traumatized. I couldn't believe that this lifetime opportunity is going just like that. But she came, tried to talk to me. The police said, believe my mom is my greatest motivator. She told me this is not the end of the life, and everything happens for a purpose. God knows exactly why amemkataza kutoka.
So you have to calm
So
your
you
nerves.
have to accept the reality, remain focused, and face the next phase of life.
So from
It
there,
wasn't so easy to accept it.
Mhm.
But anyway, at the end of the day, the reality must carry the day. I remained.
So you stayed up in Kenya. You did now. I want to believe you went ahead and did your KCPE.
Yeah.
And how was life after that now? But now reality has checked in.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be in Kenya.
Yeah.
The scholarship is gone into the air like that.
Yeah.
So what happened after your...
So after my KCPE,
yeah,
I scored some good marks, which enabled me again to secure a chance in an extra county school. Back in Migori County. School is called Rapogi. Right now it's a national school actually.
Wow.
So remember my elder brother is still in high school.
Yes.
One thing that I didn't mention, he was going to an extra county school, by then provincial school.
Okay.
Lack of school fees, he went back to a district school.
Because of lack of school fees.
Yeah. Now the second one, again, provincial school, very senior. I have the letter with me, the calling letter. By then I remember they were coming around in December. Then we were supposed to join around in February, early February, form one by then. So I didn't have anything. And here my mom is always down with stress. Now my elder brother had to sit me down. I mean, now we have to face the reality of life. He talked to me. He tried to convince me that, you see, I was called to this school. I didn't manage because of the reality at home. I had to accept and come back here. So brother, don't keep mom with stress and pressure. You must enjoy. You know, when you're very young, you're not ambitious.
Yeah, sure.
So this is the school that I've been called. There's no shortcut. I was also peer pressure.
Yes.
My peers,
You want to join
in this
that
school, so
that
in this.
is
So we have to be
whatever.
that level. But my background does not allow us. I called the lady that was working with the NGO.
Yes.
I told her, look here, I've made it. This is the calling letter. This is the results. What's next? She promised to support. And I thank God for her. She actually gave me a check worth around 40,000.
Yes.
Scholarship again from the NGO now. But unfortunately, when I was in second term, she lost that job.
Too bad.
And I didn't have anyone else to push.
So that time you had already joined the school.
The school of my dream.
Yes.
Yeah. Then in term 2, no school fees.
Things went
personal.
sour.
Yeah. I dropped out of school.
Form 1, second
Term 2,
term.
yeah.
Yes.
I dropped out of school. Life became so tough. Very, very tough. I did mjengo.
At that very young age.
Very young. Extremely young. In fact, hata sikuwa naweza kurusha tofali kwa fundi.
So you were a tiny boy.
Very young. So, but because of life, it has really pushed me to the wall.
Yes.
No otherwise.
You do what you got to do.
Frustrations can lead you to do anything.
Yes.
So I did mjengo. I need border. So fine things. Then I have this. I call him my best friend since childhood. My childhood best friend.
Yes.
By then we had done KCP together. He happened to in Kisi school. Then he came and decided to talk to me. During the August holiday. When he came home, he realized that I was not in school because he came with some revision materials. And when he tried to share with me, he realized I did not have any interest with books. Trying to inquire, my mom started shedding tears. I told him, you know what? He dropped. I can't do anything.
So now you're a dropout, you're out there hustling and looking for money. But today we can see you as the man you are. That means that somehow, somewhere, there was a way that came through for you.
Sure.
So can you tell us about that way that came about and how was it like for you?
My academic breakthrough came from, I can say, this best friend of mine. He really pushed me to the wall. He threatened even to break our friendship.
Yes.
Dennis, we can't be friends yet you're not in school.
Yes.
We will not be having anything to share in common. So he really pushed me to the wall. But I told him one reality. Yes, you want me to go back to school. I haven't refused. Where is the money? And he told me, Dennis, si lazima uende that big school for you to make it.
So you had to become humble.
Yeah, I had to humble and reduce my expectations.
Yes.
So I asked him, what do you think next? There was a certain CDF school that had just started. I told him I come from Kehancha. Now there was a CDF school that had started called Kehancha Day Secondary School. So he told me, from this small school that you are seeing here, Dennis, you've got the brains.
So do not despise.
Yeah, don't despise the school. Yes. Let us go and approach the school principal of the school. And we went. Good enough, I was in Kehancha Primary School. Now I'm going to talk to the principal of Kehancha Secondary School. So he had heard about the boy who had really performed, but did not have the school fees.
Yes.
At first he tried to talk through my head teacher. He couldn't access me. So here I come talking to the man. You are Dennis, yeah. I think I can sponsor.
So it was a direct yes for you.
Direct yes. So he told me the only thing I will be paying by then is a remedial.
Okay.
Tuition fee, forget
Taken
about
care
it.
of.
Yeah.
So that's how you found breakthrough, and you now went through your high school.
I went through the high school without any problems.
Yeah.
I sat for my NEC exams in high school.
Yeah.
God is so faithful. I secured a university grade. My dream university was Kenyatta University. I applied for a program in Kenyatta University.
Yes.
When the feedback came, for again, I secured a chance in KU.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So now we can hear your story is you are now from a humble background. There is no money.
Yeah.
You've survived through and within in scholarships.
Yeah.
And here you are now getting into the university.
Yeah.
How was it like for you, or did you have a way of getting money, or you just what happened now that you're joining university? And I'm sure the fees of a higher institution of learning was a little bit high.
So what happened after, when I joined the school, Kehancha Day had just started. Actually, we were the fourth lot of doing KCSE in that school. So the BOM had come up with a culture. By then there was mock.
Yes.
So whoever scores a B plane and above in mock, the following year, before even the results are out, you secure a chance in the same institution to come and teach and mentor the young ones.
Okay.
And show them from this very environment, we made it.
So before the results, as long as you made it in the mock.
So in mock, I was the second best boy in the entire sub-county.
Wow.
So immediately after the last paper, 15 November 2013, at around 11, when the principal was now addressing us before releasing us in the world, he said, I've got a surprise for you guys. And the surprise is Kamau, and there was a lady. That school was a mixed school. The lady is called Gituna. Come on, Gituna next year will be joining the staff.
Wow.
As teachers.
I can imagine that was
it was a breakthrough.
Yes.
It was a dream coming true. So I started earning before the results came out. And from that I started saving for my university education. So working between January and August, because we're joining on 15th of September 2014 university, I had saved a little bit. At the same time, remember, I'm now supporting my family, my mom. So I had to organize for a fund drive to raise fees for my first semester in the university. And I thank villagers and well-wishers in Kehancha. They came out in large numbers and they supported me. From that, I secured funds which paid for my first and second year in the university. So while help was coming, I used help to invest. At least to have some income while in the university.
So while in university, you are also more of a business person?
Sure, I had already invested. Now with this friend of mine who was now in Masinga Morilo, I was in KU, but same village. So I started investing. Because you know you are in the university, you don't have food, you can't call your mom back. She has nothing.
She has nothing.
So the best thing, start looking for ways of surviving in the university. You cannot steal. You get it? So the best way, the little that you have, by then help first year, boom. So I used the boom of around, let's say 25,000 to start a business. So first year in the university, I started my first business.
Wow.
Which so actually sustained me through the 4 years in the university. Throughout.
That is very ambitious of you. Did you ever think of giving up at any one point in life? Now, since you have been struggling all through your life, from the day you actually knew your name, it became like a bath of struggle and pain and surviving. Actually, we have a slogan in the propellers where we say survive, strive and thrive. And I think you're a perfect example for the same. So can you tell us, did you ever feel like enough is enough, I need to give up?
Yes, I did. And I was almost giving up. Because by the fact that I dropped out of school, I was almost giving up.
So, what was that very dark moment that pushed you to the corner of giving up?
No school fees. No hope at home. You know, you've been sent out of school for school fees. Where you're headed, there's no school fees. So, like, mbele ni giza.
Yes.
No hope.
You can't go back, you can't move.
You've got nobody to approach.
You were in that point where you didn't know whether you were going, coming, or gone.
In fact, one of the worst statements that I can remember vividly that was given to me, I won't mention the name, but you know, by then we were really dependent on bursaries from the local governments before the county governments came. And now, when I was sent for school fees and I realized there was no hope, I decided to give it a try. I approached one of the local leaders. Hey, you're in this position, and if I do this, mine will be applied. Do you mind pushing these papers?
Yes.
You know me. You know my family.
Desperation pushed you to
Actually,
go and talk for yourself.
This guy kindly push the papers, and the feedback was really heartbreaking.
Tell us about it.
He just laughed, and he asked me a very bad question. While your parents were giving birth, did they think that at some point you need to go to school?
Oh my God.
And by then, I remember very well, I was around 12 years.
So it was very intimidating.
So I was like, I didn't come to offend you. I only come to seek help. I'm really needy. So please just push the papers. But the feedback is, didn't they know at some point you'll need to go to school? So please, excuse me. Yeah. I felt like the one should just break.
Yes.
But I got some courage. I just said, now the next is to give up everything. Anyway, masomo si lazima.
Yes.
You can still make it in life.
Yes.
But that's not a fact. Education is so important. The world. It's basic
education is in. Yes.
Basic. Funny enough, you know, I think they say what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
After growing up, the very guy that gave me that feedback,
Yes.
still in politics.
Yes.
Now I think we'll get to some point now with Dennis in politics.
Yes.
He came talking to my mom.
Yeah.
Will you mind talking now to your son to support me politically?
Oh my God.
As far as youths of this locality are concerned, without Dennis, I can't accept.
That means people should take care of how they treat others. Because who you are today is
that's
who you will be tomorrow.
That's factual.
What a story.
He apologized.
The very same man
The very guy.
who despised you.
And before my mom talked to me about it, so son, so was here, excuse me. For me to support him in politics, Did I tell you what he told me
That time.
That time?
And it was such a wound because I believe
Very
now
fresh.
you had grown, but
Very, very fresh. So when now I met him physically, I reminded him the very words. The very
oh my God.
And I
What a
challenged-
moment.
And I challenged him, assuming as at that moment when I had given up,
Yes.
I didn't get a well-wisher to take me back to school. Today, you would have come to seek my political help because I'll be a very useless guy in the village.
In the village.
So why now? I'm not there.
So the man came back.
Sure I did.
And now at this point in time when you felt like you want to give up, the whole world is crumbling down on your end.
Sure.
What was your secret that made you go through that very dark moment?
I think my secret is my mom.
Your mom.
She's very prayerful.
Yes.
She's a prayer warrior actually.
Yes. So you think you found your strength in the prayers of your mom?
Very true. When you are very down,
Yes.
she tells you, lead everything to God.
Wow.
And let God decide.
Wow. So
She
in
had a
other
dream
words,
when
she is,
when we were very young, she had a dream.
Mhm.
Her 3 sons should be very great in the science.
Wow.
So anytime things are pushing us to the wall, she'll always sit us down and remind us, hey, look here. I know you're the one. Remember my dream. I just see very great people in society. So stop despising yourself.
Yes.
Remember God's plan for you. At the end of the day, you will make it.
So in other words, she has been practically the wind beneath your wings.
Very practical.
Wow.
Very, very.
I know she's a proud mother today.
Most probably.
I know
any
she
doubt.
is. I know she is. And now because I've known you as a man in politics and as a man in leadership.
Sure.
And just now in our show, you've just told us that you're a banker.
Yeah.
And I've also known you as an actor on stage plays.
Sure.
Now, far from the struggles of childhood,
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit about your sideline? And probably we might even be tempted to know, do you have a family? Are you married? Where we stand? We want to dig deeper and know the other side of Dennis.
About family?
Yes.
I have to buy what I'm doing.
You don't have a ring.
I don't.
But you
So-
see men of late, they are married but they don't have rings.
That's very true.
Uh-huh.
I don't have a ring.
Yeah.
I don't have a family as
Yes.
Dennis family.
Yes.
But I've got a girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very true.
Okay.
I'm proud of her.
Wow.
She's really motivated me
I-
and encouraged me in the university.
Yes.
Actually, I met her in the college.
Yes.
About being
In leadership.
in leadership and politics, but
Yes.
being an actor actually.
Yes.
I started acting when I was very young
Mm-hmm.
in church.
Okay.
You know, in December, in Christmas celebration,
Mhm.
I have to act about baby Jesus and everything.
So that is where
That's where I
the
realized
talent
I
began.
got this primary school, drama festivals, music. I was at some point very vocal, very outgoing on the same.
Mhm.
So when I joined the university,
Mhm.
I came across a very wonderful lady by the name Dina.
Mhm. Wow.
She saw me from the front and she told me, "You look like an actor. Would you mind coming and joining? There's a department in CU, KU called Creative Ministries."
Okay. Okay.
So she challenged me to join it.
Mhm.
I said, "I think I can."
Mhm.
So when I attended a service on Sunday in school,
Mhm.
I saw them staging up
A play. Yeah.
I said, "Hi, this is where I belong."
Mm.
So I faced her again.
Mm.
Told her, "I think I need to join Creative Ministry."
Mm.
By then it was being led by a guy by the name of Kot,
Okay.
Henry.
Yeah.
So I joined it.
Mhm.
We started doing it.
Mhm.
Then we came up with a play night.
Mhm.
As I think when most of the people knew Dennis as
Okay.
an actor,
Okay.
we did it. I was one of the main actors.
Yes.
From there, a certain lady again noticed me, and she came and challenged me. We've got some theatre group somewhere in Nairobi.
Mhm.
Look, will you mind coming over the holiday
Yeah.
for auditions?
Yes.
And I said, wow, I can.
Mhm. Mhm.
And actually, I did.
Mhm.
In April, I remember when I was in first year,
Yes.
second year,
Yeah.
I went and made it in the auditions.
Wow.
But now the challenge came.
Mhm.
The remunerations for the same.
Mhm.
I'm not saying money should be the motivator
Yeah.
of anything,
Yeah.
but to some extent,
Mhm.
it's a basic because
Mm.
I don't stay in Nairobi.
Mm.
I don't know anybody in Nairobi.
Mhm.
I come from Nairobi.
Mhm.
So having staying in Nairobi, challenging me to stay in Nairobi during my long holiday in college,
Mm.
then you need to take care of my
Yeah,
basics.
because you have
Sure.
needs.
And
Yeah.
after the long holiday, I'm still going to college.
Mhm.
I need to pay my school fees and everything.
Mhm.
So that is where the challenge came.
Mhm.
And I decided to drop the opportunity.
Okay.
I had made it
Mhm.
already, but now
looking at the
the
priorities.
priorities, I
Yeah.
said, I think this is not the right time for me.
Mhm.
So I had to turn down the offer,
Mhm.
went back to Korea,
Mhm.
back to my former school to teach again, because I had been assured
Mhm.
anytime you're out of college, your chance is here.
And now there's an interesting part of you. You've told us you've been teaching, in fact, before you even joined university.
Yeah.
And right now you're a banker.
Yeah.
I don't see how the two come together. Do you mind telling us about that?
Dennis is a teacher by profession.
Dennis is a teacher by profession and also a banker by profession.
I can even give you my TSC number. I'm a registered teacher.
Wow.
So it is as an opportunity
Mhm.
that I got to the university.
Mhm.
I volunteered to mentor Wings to Fly students for Equity Bank
Mhm.
since second year. And
Wow.
I did it.
Yes.
I was given the opportunity by the colleagues who are in the university.
Mhm.
So I did the mentorship
Mhm.
up to fourth year.
Mhm.
After a few weeks to my graduation,
Yes.
my coordinator
Mhm.
and the leader mentor in my group of Wings to Fly mentors
Mhm.
asked me to give him my details, like your name, your profession, when are you graduating, blah blah blah. A week to my graduation, I was invited for an interview.
Wow.
a teacher by profession, currently a banker.
So that is how
Charity
the
work
swap came
pays.
in.
Yeah.
So from mentorship, you are spotted, and
Yeah.
that's how you got your job.
Because there's nothing that you do to the society that God
goes-
shall never reward.
Yes.
No. Any good,
So whatever is in the line of destiny attracts a reward.
that's a fact.
Yes.
So never allow money to be your motivator.
To be motivated.
Please. Because there are some of the guys who started with in the university
Yes.
thinking, oh, mentoring, wings to fly scholars, equity is a big plan. We want to be paid. We're supposed to volunteer.
Yes.
And the few of us who accepted that opportunity. Actually, I think it took me for the first time to Mombasa. I'd never been to Mombasa.
Wow.
I volunteered, and there's those opportunities. So
Yes.
anything that you do,
So money should not be a
money
motivation.
never allow money to be a motivator.
Okay.
At the end of the day, you'll be frustrated. My biggest motivation is whatever I'm doing, am I making somebody to smile? Am I putting a smile on somebody's face? That is it. I've been a leader. I joined campus politics. I happened to be the first runner-up. But up to date, still people insist, Dennis, you're still my chairman. Why? It doesn't need you to be in that office for you to serve people. No.
So you can make a change with or without a title,
Practically.
and a position.
Practically.
And so,
Always, never, actually, what I always say, we don't give because we have a lot.
wow.
We don't. Personally, I don't. Dennis gives because I know how it feels to have nothing.
You've
At
been
some
there.
point in life, I
Yes.
was there,
Yes.
and I know somebody only drinks a cup of porridge and that's a night.
That's it. Yeah.
I know. I've been in the university. You only have 50 bob shillings. You can't call at home.
Yes.
How do you survive? You get it? So, when a friend of mine calls me from the university, Dennis, I didn't take my breakfast. I don't take it as a job.
Yes.
Because I've been there.
You know what it means.
I know what it means to have nothing. So I have to stretch my hand to have that situation.
Wow. And now today, most of our viewers that are watching, some of which have been in that very exact position you've been or situation that you have been. Some of our viewers as well are not in the same situation, but they are really struggling and in hard positions. What would be your advice as we now conclude the interview? What would be your advice to the people who are watching you today, the young people, the old people, people of your age, and they feel like where we are today in life, it is darkness and darkness and darkness. And here we are telling them there's still light at the end of the tunnel. So what would be your advice to these people regarding probably what you've been through in life?
First,
Yes.
the darkest part of the night, be sure morning is there. The
Wow.
darkest part of the night, be very sure after
It is
some
just
very
about-
few minutes,
Yes.
you'll hear the cock. So when you see that things are not working at all, keep pressing on.
Keep pressing on.
Keep pressing
Wow.
on. But pressing on to the right direction.
To the right
You
direction.
cannot
That
press
is
on in
important.
the wrong direction.
Uh-huh.
No. Press on to the right direction
Yes.
and never give up. Actually, you are not competing with anybody. Personally, as Davis, I listened to that voice that told me, you don't need to be in that big school to make it. If I would have listened to my peers and competing them, today I wouldn't be here.
So one force to kill and destroy is competition.
Yeah, competition. You are in your own race. And I
Wow.
always use this
I
word,
love that.
finals newseni. Like
Final.
finals newseni. So, like in a football setting,
Yes.
we have got group stages,
Yes.
but the finals is at the end of everything.
Yes.
So right now in life, you are in your own race, I'm in my own group. Unacheza game yako kwa group yako,
Yes.
I'm also in my own group.
Wow.
So what matters, will we meet in the finals? You might draw in some group stages, wins a game, be defeated in another, but at the end of the day, you might manage to gather those points that will enable you to make it to the finals.
To the final.
So when we get to the finals, at maybe 50s, that's how I always put it,
50 years.
50 years, now that's when we'll sit down and ask, Eric, where are you?
Yeah.
Dennis, where are you?
Yeah.
But at this moment,
Yes.
we cannot.
Run your race.
Run your own race at your own pace.
Wow.
And learn to live within your means. That's something that kills most of the youths. I've seen Eric driving. I want to drive. What happens? I go take a look. My friend, shun from that. Kindly. And maybe
So
if you
run your
allow
race
me to,
at your own pace.
and allow me to give a statement to my fellow youths and the world at large, kindly. Never, ever borrow for a current budget. Never. Please. Learn to live within your means. If you can manage 100 bob per day, try and manage that 100 bob a day without a debt. When you don't owe anybody, even eating ugali and skuma for a night, you sleep at peace. Rather than eating kuku, yet you owe somebody.
You know, I believe debt is working today to pay for yesterday. So it just finishes you.
Everything. But if you're borrowing to invest, please do it. But you cannot, before you spend, earn. I always say this. Even if we spend after earning, also don't spend before saving. Save and spend. And
So it is earn, save, then spend. Wow.
You get it?
Yes.
So you earn,
Yes.
you save,
Yes.
you spend. But you cannot just earn and spend. You lose the track.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Dennis. That has been an amazing moment. Our viewers, we have had an incredible time in the studio as Dennis has shared the story of his life. And indeed, we have learned one thing, that where you are today does not define where you shall be tomorrow. Who you are today is not even related with who you're going to be tomorrow. What am I trying to say is that your condition is not your conclusion, and your current position is definitely not going to define your tomorrow's position. So we thank you so much for joining us in this interview. Imani will go back to you. You know, Imani is a nature lover and she's out there having fun in the nature. So we'll go back to her as she gives us our conclusion of the Propellers Show. Otherwise, keep it tuned.
Dennis' story has shown us never give up and never give in to the situations and the darkness in the tunnel. Always have hope that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Before I exit your screens, do not forget to subscribe here below, like our videos and share to everyone. Our Propellers County tour is massive. We have taken over the Narok County, the Kitui County, and we are here to ask you to welcome to your county through our email, thepropellersshow@gmail.com. We also have our Facebook page at the Propellers Desk. Go there, follow us and like us.
There are hearts that need healing. There are souls that need to be revived. It all happens here on your favorite show. It all happens here on your favorite show.